Hi, I'm Karen, and welcome to Everyday Gluten Free by Karen. I'm so glad you're here. I started my gluten-free journey about 13 years ago,
and somewhat feared that I've lost touch with what real pastries taste like that aren't gluten-free. So it was with this pie crust that I was very excited when my son, who's not gluten-free, said, "Mom, that is the best pie crust I have ever tasted. Even better than your non-gluten-free pie crust." And so I'm excited to share with you my gluten-free pie crust, and I'll also be making a pumpkin pie along with it. And so I'm excited to have you join me in the journey of making this very simple pie crust together. Let's get started. So I'm going to start with 1 can, which is 15 ounces of pumpkin. And 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I'm just going to dump all this in here so I can get it mixed in with just the pie, the pumpkin. 1/2 teaspoon salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. And I just want to get all those mixed in there so they can all be evenly distributed. When I have that mixed in, I'm going to add my egg yolk and my 2 eggs. Mixed in there. And then 1 can of evaporated milk. Just pour that in there. Mix it till it's smooth, and then just set it aside and we'll make the pie crust. Alright, and for the pie crust, I'm going to use my food processor. Of course, if you don't have a food processor, you can just cut in the shortening of traditional cutter or forks, however you like to do your pie crust. This is just the easiest and fastest way, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to start with 1/4 cup of butter, 2 ounces of cream cheese, and all I did was took the 8-ounce block of cream cheese and marked out 4 equal spots and just cut it there. And I'm going to put my 1 cup of a gluten-free flour blend. I am using my own gluten-free flour blend. I will leave a link to that below so you can find that recipe if you're interested. And then I'm just going to pulse this until they are come together a little bit. Everything is just pretty finely done. And then I'm going to add, I should have added this before, I just forgot. So just a literal pinch of salt in there too. And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of water, and I use cold water. I'm just going to pulse that to get that incorporated. So it gets it mixed in there, and then I'm going to use 1 egg white, and this is the egg white that we use the egg yolk into the filling of the pumpkin pie, and just incorporate that till it's all moist. And it gets almost like a little
tapioca looking look to it. And that is the correct way it should look. And you don't want to squish it at all. I'll show you what to do. Then I'm going to take 2 pieces of wax paper and spread them out so that I can get a nice base. And then I am spraying some cooking spray on the top of it. And then on the sheet that's going to go on the top, I'm just spraying on the one side. Take the blade out of the food processor, and I'm just going to dump just a pile, just pile all of it on there. You don't need to press it or anything, I just have it just like that. Take my grease side down. I'm just going to press down so it comes together. And then just take your rolling pin and roll. And you can move this around, do whatever you need to. I just try to get a good circle so that it fits my pie plate. I have a greased pie plate, and I just kind of put it in there and kind of look. And this is just a single pie filling or pie crust recipe. So if you wanted obviously another crust on top, then you would double it. And I'm just going to press down the edges because sometimes they kind of fall apart. But when you're putting it in the pan, if it falls apart, it's not a big deal, and it will fall apart. But this is the easiest one I have ever made. Take the top layer off, and then I just take my pie plate and tip it upside down, just like that. And then before I take it off, I kind of just arrange it around where I want it to be so it can sink in the middle, so I don't have to touch it too much because it's kind of sticky. Put it in there and then peel it off. Sometimes some sticks on to the edge here, and I'll use it if I need it. Sometimes you have to kind of ease it off or go a different way. Whatever you need to do. But don't worry about it if it sticks a little bit. Just do it slowly so you're not ripping off huge chunks. Okay, and then I have little spots that don't have any crust on it, so I'm just gonna take from spots that I have huge, bigger amounts and just press them on there. All right, and then I'm gonna take and just fold it under, and I'm gonna make just a little kind of lip around the edge. You don't want to work it too much, but if you don't have enough on one area, just take some that's fallen off and add to it. Not a big deal at all. And you want to make a ledge so that you can make a pretty, a fluted edge. As you can see, I'm just adding as I go around because a lot of spots that didn't have any. Just get the bottom parts cleaned off so you don't have little pieces that fall into your oven. And then I just take 2 fingers like this and the other finger like this and and just push it around. If it starts sticking on you, then you might need to wash your hands or use a different finger. But I just go around like this. That makes just a pretty edge. And I have my oven up to 425. So I'm going to bake it for 15 minutes at 425, and then I'm going to bake it for about 50 minutes at 350. And there we have the pie crust. Put pie filling right in there then. After 50 minutes, you take it out of the oven. Filling settles a little bit after and gets a little firmer. And then I usually refrigerate it for at least 2 hours before serving it. And enjoy.
Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this pie crust useful. And I hope you enjoy making it for your Thanksgiving dinner. I will leave a link below to all the written recipes on my blog, Everyday Gluten-Free by Karen.blogspot. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please hit the like button and please subscribe. And we'll see you again next time.